So, okay, brother. Okay. Today, the title of the video is 10 Habits of Unbreakable Men. Three keywords here: habits, unbreakable, and men. Here's the harsh truth: there's nothing that makes you a man that you do once in a while. You have to do these things every single day. There's a reason that the men that you admire, they show up every day. They do all these things every day, and take it or leave it, right? See, if you show me your habits, I can tell you your future. If you basically show me what you do every day, I can predict your future because, bro, these things are pretty easy, right? You either live a life of comfort and regret it later, or you do the harsh shit now and get the reward later. There is no shortcut to life, basically. So there are basically 10 habits that you have to basically practice every day for you to become what? An unbreakable man. An unbreakable man is just basically someone who has massive mental strength. A lot of the times we focus a lot on physical strength, right? And this is where you have like all those your gym bros that have muscles, but when there's pressure, they fold, right? Where there's pressure, they fold. When they begin to cry, they do some dumb shit. So guess what? Bro, thanks to like supplement and all, right, we have a lot of gym bros who have muscles, but they lack mental strength. And trust me, you don't want to be that guy who has muscles and no mental strength. So these are the 10 habits of an unbreakable man, right? Mental strength. Your first thing here is physical workout. Let's be honest, right? There is no single soul who can claim to be mentally strong and to some extent has not pushed himself physically. At this point, you must have heard this thing 10,000 times that a strong body gives you a strong mind. The simple reason is because before you can achieve a strong body, you must have pushed yourself. You must have done uncomfortable things. You must have pushed yourself past your mental limits, right? If you ever look at these weak men that you see online or weak men who make all this noise, bro, if you're probably weak, if you look at your body, if you're weak and you look at your body, there's a high chance that you probably never work out your entire life. You see, there's something that happens when you go to the gym or you work out every day. Automatically, there's a level of confidence that it gives to you that other people cannot understand. There's a reason that when you go to the gym, ladies begin to respect you. Ladies begin to look your way because definitely you stand out from most people already by just going to the gym every day. Now, I don't mean going to the gym every day, but I mean working out every day. Working out every day makes you more confident, pushes you past like your basic limits, right? It adds to the way you carry yourself. And trust me, bro, that itself is aura. And if you dress well to fit the kind of body you are designing for, because trust me, most guys that go to the gym, right, you go to just lift weights, they have no goal in mind. The question now is, if you're going to the gym, right, to have like a very nice physique, to craft a physique, have a goal in mind. The goal in mind basically sets the kind of workout you're going to do. Because I keep hearing arguments of 2 hours in the gym, should I do 3 times a week, should I work out 4 times a week? Bro, if you have a goal in mind, start with that goal. Because without that goal, you end up falling for trashy workouts and everything, fad workouts and stuff. The second thing here is living with a structure here. Living with living with a structure. You see, there's no way you can claim to be mentally strong and be living a life with no structure, because a structure in your life is like the skeleton in your body. It creates the frame for you, bro. You see, living with a structure means that when you wake up every day, right, what do you do? Morning routines. Now, morning routines are heavily overcomplicated. Your morning routine is what do you do? As for me, personally speaking, my morning routine is kind of like different, right? I wake up in the morning, I check my phone because I put my phone off like before I go to bed. I wake up in the morning, I check my phone for any critical messages, any important message for the day. If there is none, I move straight into drinking water, saying my affirmations, my prayers, then going to work. That's my morning routine. For my night routine, I basically revise what I'm going to do the next day, what I did that day, and what I'm going to do the next day. That's my night routine. Then I have my bath, then I brush and that's it. Bro, you cannot become mentally strong if you don't have a routine. You can see, like I said, your routine is basically what gives you that edge. That is basically where discipline lies in. You cannot say you are disciplined and don't have a routine. It's not possible, right? What is a Monday afternoon going to be like for you? What is a Monday morning going to be like for you? You see, as for children, that is why, if you look at this thing very well in life, They grow up women and children at the same time, right? Those two people, those women and children can do whatever they feel like doing, right? On the other hand, a weak man too can feel like doing what they are doing, but you're not watching this video to become a weak man. You are watching this video because you know you want to become mentally strong. You know you want to become unbreakable. So if you're out there and you feel like, oh, if you have been living your life without a sense of structure, without a sense of routine, it's obvious you're basically making a mistake, right? Everybody, every man, this is why I said these are habits you do every day because they form the structure of your life. Yes, working out could be part of your structure. The work that you do is part of your structure. But even this video I'm making is part of my structure. It's part of what I do. Before I go back to doing client work, this is what I do. Part of my structure, right? So you can never be unbreakable. Again, your mind, yeah, not just your body, right? Your mind needs a way to predict your life, right? Like your mind needs a way to make decisions. So very important, right? So if you have a structure, your structure comes again when you have a vision. That is why without a vision, you are fucked as a man. Without where or what you want to do with your life, you are fucked. So everything starts from your vision, the goal you want to achieve, right? Your purpose, your mission. And bro, as a young man, if you don't have this, you're fucked. There's nothing as attractive as a man who has a routine, right? And trust me, this what even makes this more attractive is when the girls you're talking to know that you have a routine, it sets you apart. It makes you feel different in their eyes. The third thing here is guarding your mind, right? Guarding your mind because whether you like it or not, the moment you make a choice and say you want to become an unbreakable man, you want to become a disciplined man, trust me, there will be different things that will be out there to distract you, right? The music these days are fucking distracting. Garbage music. They basically have no lyrics. Your eyes, guard your eyes because every single place you go to, even if you go to the gym, right? What happens is these days, it's almost like this. Should I say this distracting culture of people wanting to wear what is comfortable, and before you know it, your attention is being pulled different directions. But if you probably watch my vlogs, I go to the gyms in the afternoon in times when one, it's basically empty. The only people that are there at that time are people who are very, very serious about their workout programs. They are very, very serious about their workout program. So, brother, guarding your mind, right? Because whether you like it or not, right? Think about it. Let me give you an analogy, right? This is you here. This is your brain. Yeah. I don't know if this is you, but you may have some muscles, but you get the point. The things that that come into your head, right? Come into your five senses. Now, but when it comes to your mind, your eyes as a man, your eyes and your ears are a way they get to put junk in your head. That's the reason why, that's the reason the media tries its possible best to put garbage in your head. That's why no matter what, the powerful people who are trying to program you, the matrix, their tools are the news, social media, the media. That is why I tell you, on social media, be careful of the content you consume, right? When it comes to like news, all the news platforms, their jobs is one thing, to get you emotional. If they can't get you emotional, to them, you are not so valuable to them, right? Because their main goal, like I said, is to just rile you up, to get you emotional. They have zero benefit they want to add to your life. So again, guard your mind, look at the things, ask yourself, what are the things that pass through my eyes? What are the things that pass through your ears? And if you're a guy who's trying to desexualize your brain, I'll tell you that it's very important. It is very, very important as a man that if you're to ever go to the gym, one thing you should do is be very careful of, if you're trying to overcome lust, right? Go to the gym or go to public spaces, precisely the gym, when people are really not there. Because trust me, it's your assist in your beginning phase. 4, studying every day. Right? Here's the harsh truth, right? You just cannot just stop what is going to your eyes and your ears. Be very intentional about studying every day. You see, you might cut out trashy music, right? You might cut out other things, but at some point, your mind will begin to crave those things. But when you begin to instead swap them for things that are educative, read books, listen to audio podcasts, listen to audio books. Trust me, you get to realize that at some point, right, that desire to listen to trashy music will kind of die out. To die out. Because, and even if you're looking for something to lighten your mood, right, I've discovered that listening to all these, should I say, should I call them motivational tips? They're kind of like motivational mixes where they bring they bring different people together, they bring their ideas together, they put a background music. That thing is interesting as fuck, right? With the nice audio at the background. And I'm very grateful for those guys because, bro, and those things are out there on YouTube, man. Just type, go to YouTube, type masculine motivation, just type something like there's gym motivation, there's success motivation, but the point is that if you have things like this, right, imagine every single day, right, instead of listening to trashy music, you're listening to music from, not even music, you're listening to lyrics from people who are already successful. You are listening to people who are already mentally strong. That thing is deep. The best guy for this, I have no affiliate to this, is Be Invictus on YouTube. That channel pumps out so much quality that all of their videos are mostly done by masculine men that are mentally strong. And these are the men that I would say they are so strong that they have affiliations with the top 0.1% in the world. Think about it. You have different ideas and thoughts. And trust me, the thoughts you think about shape your life. The things you listen to shape your life. When I wanted to quit sugar, I began to do a research on the problems around sugar. Oh boy, there's no way you will do extensive research on these companies and still be addicted to these things. There's basically no way. If you know the damage that these things are doing to your body, right? If you really understand, because this is what I tell people, that merely telling someone to stop sugar or stop all these vices is not enough. Educating them on what the fuck it does is crazy, right? But bro, sugar, be very careful around sugar, because sugar is like a drug that they've kind of allowed, fucked up bastards. So now, 5 is doing hard things. You see, this one is what I'll call creating your own problems, right? So this is it. There is no way you can claim to be mentally strong, right, if you're not challenging yourself. There is no way you can claim to be mentally strong if you're not doing hard, difficult things. That is why it's called mentally strong, right? Because your mind, your willpower, again, when it comes to your mind, your willpower, right, is what you need to work on. Your physical strength works on your physical power. Your mental strength is basically your willpower. So think about it, right? A typical example now is 75 hard. I've done 75 hard 4 times. And one thing you should realize is 75 hard sounds very interesting to engage, right? But when you start it, after the first 2 months or the first 6 weeks of hype, right, as your day 40 or day 45, you're questioning, what the fuck am I doing, right? But the fact is that if you keep up your 75 hard workout, trust me, there's no way you compete at your 75 hard and not have some extra level of mental strength. It's basically not possible, except you're an elite person. And trust me, I can bet you, if you're elite, you probably would have already seen the list and quit the video already, because you already know that there's probably nothing new here. Every single thing that is here is for people who want to become, who want to live it. There's nothing new. If you're already elite, you are probably already living the life already, right? So create your adversity, do challenges. For me, when I wanted to start creating content, right, what I told myself is 100 videos straight up. For me, I challenged myself where I'm like, you know what, bring it and increase the volume, right? Same thing when I was going to the gym. I went every day. I did not go on Sundays, but I took a walk every Sunday, because on Sunday the gyms are closed. So whether you like it or not, you have to do hard things if you really want to build that mental strength. It is a non-negotiable. In short, that is where mental strength starts, right? So pick up challenges, right? 75 hard is there. Even if you want to learn something new, and this is where, to me, I have my 100 days rule. Anybody that I'm coaching, I tell you this, that there's nothing you will get results with in less than 100 days. by your day 40, would you see results? Yes, but set your mind on 100 days, right? If you want to, if you want to have like an aesthetic physique, pick 100 days of a particular workout schedule, right, or a workout program. If you want to get good at a particular thing, like if I want to learn something new, 100 days, right? 100 days, drop down. But the point is, you are challenging yourself. You are doing hard stuff. Now, 6, the brotherhood. Now, this is it, right? When you make a choice to be successful, you make a choice to be fit. Your brotherhood or your friends, or the people around you, to an extent, they either support you or they break you. They either motivate you or they kind of demotivate you. Now, when I say your brotherhood, why a brotherhood is very important is, at some point, things will sound boring. At some point, things will sound complicated, right? Now, personally, right, I'm a guy who can be alone, right? So that means for most of the things, I don't really need a brotherhood, right? But the people that are around me, they kind of like need that kind of mental support, which I understand. We all have different abilities. Now, if you're somebody who needs or who wants mental support, the people you have around you are very important. It's better for you to cut people off who don't support your goals and dreams, right, than for you to just stay there because they are your friends. Bro, you need guys who are very intentional about their lives. And if they are not intentional, there's a high chance that their little ideas of weakness will slip into your head. And trust me, that's how your life stays fucked. If you have these guys around you, right, these guys who are losers, trust me, slowly, they begin to inject ideas of you being a loser. And over time, what the fuck do you expect? Over time, who do you think is going to be the loser, right? When they say you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with, people think it's a cliche, bro. It is not a cliche. It is in no way a cliche. You are either the one choosing your life, right? Choosing your vision, right? And being intentional about the friends, or your friends are slowly crafting your future. It's that simple. You see, I think when I speak to guys, the major problem I see is that you are not willing to let go of your friends. Here's the harsh truth. And this is what I always say, right? If you know that this choice you want to make in your life is your best choice, why don't you become successful and then inspire your friends? But it's going to require you to lock in. It's going to require you to like give everybody some space. So, brother, your brotherhood either makes you stronger or makes you weak. 7, sleep. Now, a slight issue here, right? Because personally, I'm somebody, when I'm working on a new project, my sleep kind of suffers a bit, right? If I'm working on the project for about 2 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, my sleep kind of like goes down. But here's the kicker, right? After about 6 weeks, right, if my sleep keeps staying bad, one thing I've come to realize is, bro, my emotions are through the roof. My stress is through the roof. I'm heavily reliant on caffeine. So I'll tell you this thing for a fact that when your sleep becomes very, very shitty, trust me, you might be part of the hustle culture bros, which is not bad. If for a start, it's not bad. But by the time you begin to see some bits of results, at some point you begin to realize that you need your mental focus to work, right? And if your sleep is like very, very bad, right, you got to also realize that your results will be shitty, your choices will be shitty, your days, you might work for about 4 hours, and before you know it, you have mentally checked out. So yes, I'll tell you, your sleep is very important. If you're working on a project that's like scheduled, it's okay to sometimes sacrifice sleep. And if you're young, trust me, the younger you are, the more sleep you can sacrifice. Depends on your age though. The more sleep you can sacrifice. But at some point, as you get older, one thing you get to realize is, bro, whenever I have my sleep, my bad sleep passes like 6 weeks, I get to realize that sometimes I forget some basic things, right? I could have some things on my to-do list, look at my to-do list, and notice that I have done everything, but I forgot to do something, even though that stuff was lying right in front of me, right? Now, when it comes now, 8, which is very important now, is detachment. You see, we live in a world where everything is out there to trigger you. We live in a world where you want to like make things play to your own accord. But bro, if you stay attached to people and things, trust me, they will fuck up your mentality. They'll fuck up your mental strength. So take it or leave it. If you want to become unbreakable, right, you have to detach. What that means is focus on the things that you can control. play your part. Don't be active in your own life, right? And when things don't go your way, you understand that it's life. You really cannot force everything to go your way, because this will give you peace of mind. This will make you realize that in this life, your only goal is to do what you can do and let the algorithms play their part, right? You really cannot force things, right? So detachment, again, this comes from your willpower. When shit doesn't go your way, what do? Are you aggressive? Are you throwing tantrums? Are you out there making noise? It is for you to become mentally strong. There's a reason why being nonchalant, right? Understanding what it means to be nonchalant is very attractive, because you're not moved, and this is where the unbreakable mindset begins to kick in. You're not really controlled by whatever the fuck is happening. This is why I tell you, leave the news alone, because most of the things that happen in the news are not really your business. Most of the things that happen in the news can never affect you. The things that would affect you, your friends will tell you, your guys will tell you, right? Again, all these social media bans, all these algorithms, they're just designed to what? Take up your attention. Now, 9 is your diet, right? Trust me, your diet might look underrated, but if you're the person who is always eating for fun, there's no way you can become mentally strong. I'm sorry. Think about it, right? You being mentally strong is your body wants to do something, right? For example, your body wants to eat all of this soda, all of this sugar, and you're like, no, that itself increases your mental strength. But every time you give in to your desires, your animalistic desires, you become mentally weak. If you can't tell yourself, nah, let's not eat now, let's eat later, then bro, you're mentally weak. You're breakable. Your body is already breaking you, talk less of your environment. So your food, see food as fuel, right? Eat when you want to eat. This is why if you have a routine, if you have a structure, right? If you have a structure, guess what? It becomes easier to know what to eat and when to eat it. It's become easier. So think about it. Your food should be seen as a source of fuel, not as a way of entertainment. Because people eat for fun. I'm like, heck, bro. In short, there's an age you get to where when you eat anyhow, your body tells you, your results, your work tell you, your body tells you, right? When you go to the gym and look at the mirror, you'll be like, or you're in the bathroom, look at the mirror and say, ew, what? Also, the way you eat, where your brain is going to be fucked up while you're working, right? And trust me, so your diet is very important, right? If you want to be mentally strong, watch your diet. Now, watch your diet, your physical diet, what you put in your body. Watch your mental diet, which is the same thing as, I think, guarding your mind, right? Because the things that you allow go into your mind, they are very important. The things you consume with your eyes and your ears are very important. Those form your mental diet. And your mental diet forms your thought process. But see this way, your physical diet forms your physical body, right? Yeah, because according to the food you eat from your physical body, the things, your mental diet, the podcast you listen to, the music you listen to, they all form your thought process, right? So if you're the kind of person who is always consuming trash, your thoughts are going to be fucked up, right? I know this for a fact because when I listen to all of this trap music, my thoughts were like violence based. But trust me, these days my thoughts are like different, entrepreneurial, solving problems, talking to people and all of that. So I'll tell you for a fact, your diet is very important. The last thing now is boredom. Hold on, please. The last thing here is boredom, brother. See, boredom is your strength as a man. If you cannot sit in a room without any form of stimulation for 30 minutes to 1 hour, bro, you are not there yet. You cannot call yourself unbreakable. You cannot call yourself mentally strong. And trust me, this is where life begins to test. You see, when it comes to 3 things I tell people, right? What you do when you are bored, what you do when you are stressed, and what you do when you are alone can tell you what you're going to do in your future, how your life is going to be. If you're somebody who is bored, you always turn to your phone. That itself is a phone addiction. If you are bored and you begin to eat just because you are bored, you have a food addiction. Now, stress. Why it's very important is stress makes you do your dumbest shit. if you have a corn addiction, what should happen when you're stressed? Because sometimes thinking about corn would even make you stressed, and you will run back to corn to make you further stressed. If you're the kind of person who picks up your phone in the morning, right, instead of doing something productive in the morning, trust me, you've already increased your stress throughout the entire day. If you're a man and you cannot be alone, this even helps with your relationships, because all of my mentors, right, that have good wives, and to be very frank, there are people I have as mentors whose relationship will not really be going as I would want mine to go. But those that have like very quality relationships, these guys, they enjoy having what is called alone time, right? Yes, they go and chill with their guys, we chill together, but when it's time to be alone, they are alone. That is why if you are a man, you cannot just stay alone. Every single religion talks about this, you being alone. If you cannot be alone as a man, right, you're going to have a problem with your relationships. You're going to date people out of desperation. You're going to jump into relationships because of you are afraid of being alone by yourself than for you seeking an actual companion. So brother, each of these habits, right? Each of those habits, having a physical workout will make you mentally tougher, an unbreakable man. Living with a structure, having routines. When you wake up every day, what do you do? Before you go to bed, what do you do? A night routine is important, by the way. 3, guarding your mind, right? What is going into your mind? Because what is going into your mind controls your thoughts, and your thoughts controls your actions. 4, studying every day, right? Whether it's visual studying, audio studying, bro, you have to study every day. No matter who the fuck you are, right? You can't know it all, and everything I'm coming from starts with a fucking vision. Because if you don't have a vision you're working towards, everything to you will be a distraction. But the moment you have a vision, your mind knows the kind of information you need and the kind of information that you don't need. What that means is, before you pick up any book to read, have a vision, have goals. In short, have vision and goals. Doing hard stuff every day, because that is where the mental toughness starts. By the way, hard means, oh, I don't want to do this, right? I remember when I started creating videos, at some point, I didn't want to do all this. I didn't, right? It's like the mental thought of me just setting up my camera and the lights was a very big problem. But these days, it's almost automatic because I've done my challenge, which is what? Doing hard shit. I challenge myself. What is it? My challenge was 100 days of content, long form and short form content. And bro, one thing for sure is that it has definitely improved a lot of things in my life. The brotherhood, your friends either make you or break you, or they support you or they don't. And if you hang around those that don't support you, it's a matter of time before you give up, because they have a way of chipping away from your mentality. Yes, they chip away from your mentality. Your sleep, check your sleep, very important. Detach, focus on what you can control, right? And leave the rest, play your part, be active. 9, your diet, your physical diet, your mental diet. And 10, boredom. Embrace boredom, stress, and being alone. My name is Ton Oroye. If any of the ideas you heard in this video like resonates with you, feel free to share with somebody who you know find it helpful. By the way, if you made it this far, it's obvious that your attention is good, like very, very good, and you're somebody who takes himself very, very serious. Talk to you soon, and bye for now, brother.